Hey everybody, it's Romania Black. So Sasaki and Miyano is back, and I'm really excited. So the OVA is already here. Crunchyroll, thank you for actually releasing both the sub and the dub of the OVA in a timely fashion. I'm so excited. I was like, when they said that the OVA for Sasaki and Miyano was coming out in July, I thought, okay, well, it's going to come out in Japan. It will take forever for it to get released internationally, and we won't see it until like October. That was what I was fully expecting. I was like, okay, October maybe rolls around. We might get Sasaki and Miyano, but no! They were like, we're going to get you not only the sub, but the dub at the same time. I'm like, hell yeah! Like, Given's dub's about to drop on Crunchyroll. I'm going to watch that on my own time because I love Given. And so, but the voice cast from this show, I think Josh Grell, who plays Sasaki, is playing Ueno Yama in the Given dub, so it's going to be a fun time. But I was like, yes, please. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. It feels like only yesterday we were watching Sasaki to Miyano, and here we are. It feels like only yesterday we were watching that beautiful, beautiful show. And I've been really excited because they're announcing they're doing a movie. We're supposedly getting Kaguira to Hirano. We're getting like that series. So we're getting a lot of Sasaki and Miyano content. I'm like, good. I like Sasaki and Miyano a lot. But I'm really excited for this OVA. It's listed as episode 13. Of course it is. A tiny episode from before he realized his feelings. So I'm guessing is this like filling in the gaps and doing like a flashback? Maybe doing a flashback before the confession. The Sasaki and Miyano ended so wonderfully. I was like, mwah, I loved it. It was so cute. It was so wholesome. It was so much fun. I was like, I was all about it. And so now we get this OVA. So I'm pretty hyped about it. So just so y'all know. But yeah, so let's not waste any more time, shall we? I'm really excited to get some more Sasaki and Miyano content. I'm ready for it. It's been a long day, and I'm like, I'm ready to sit down and watch some Sasaki and Miyano. And that's what we're going to do. So, in any case, we are going to start the OVA for this series, and we are going to do that here in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. I need Hirano to Kaguira right now. I'm going to look up real quick and see who the voice actor for him is. I think it's the guy that plays Haru off of Free. Let me see. Kaguira voice actor. And of course, everybody's like looking him up. Let me see here. For Sasaki to Miyano. That's what I need. Okay. So his voice actor is Nobunaga Shimazaki. So Nobunaga. Okay, and he's like the first one that pops up. Yeah, he's Haru. Yeah, he's Haru off of Free. Okay. Crazy talk. All right. Yeah, he's Haru. And he's Furuya off Ace of the Diamond. Okay. But he's so lively in this. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I need the series for Hirano to Kaguira now. So this was really cute. It was really cute. Definitely an OVA. It kind of has OVA syndrome. And what I mean by that is that the plot is not superfluous, but the plot, it doesn't have anywhere to go because it's not advancing from where the canon ends. It's just, it falls into, I feel like with OVAs, they fall into various categories, right? You have OVAs that are side stories from the main plot, and they take place during the season, but they're not, usually if there's a side story OVA, they're either after the fact of the OVA of the series ending, or they're during the series, and they're just kind of like, it's like episode 10.5, right? It's not episode 10, it's not episode 11, it's like episode 10.5. It's like right in between two episodes. And that's where this OVA falls. It's not quite at the season finale, but it's not quite at the beginning. It's just kind of stuck there in the middle, and it's before Sasaki and Miyano kind of truly feel their feelings for each other. So that's the only unfortunate thing, is that it doesn't really have, it's not adding anything beyond what we know of the plot, but it's super cute. And the Kaguira stuff was worth it alone. I was like, if this was just a tease, you big old teases, worth it, right? So they're clearing out all their stuff for the council and getting ready to leave. and Hanzawa seems like he's ready to give up his position as council president, as chairman, but he's not ready to move on into adulthood. I feel like this OVA establishes that he still has, like, he's still not entirely sure what he wants to do, and he's trying to stay busy to take his mind off of things, like to take his mind off the future. He's like, I need to stay busy. Right, it's autumn when this is happening, and so I like the cats. The cats have been frequent throughout this entire series, and we finally get like some actual plot relevance to them all being there because this school is overrun with cats. It's kind of funny. But yeah, so they're like going through all the food and everything and eating the little snack cakes, the little stuff on the they're like little marshmallow puffs on a stick, but they're eating them right before the vice chairman and Hirano leave the others in charge. And so the new vice chairman and Miyano's taking notes for him, and Hanzawa's like, maybe you should be taking notes too, just like Miyano. And it's like, argh! So the new chairman is not taking notes, but Hirano is. And he's like, okay, I'll take notes too. But yeah, Hanzawa basically trying to find ways to keep busy, possibly to take his mind off of everything else that's happening around him, and maybe that he's not entirely ready to move forward. That could be it. I don't know. But it's super cute, right? And so then they have the student come in that has the problem. They lost the keychain, right? And so he's like in the process of transitioning. And he's like, I'm no longer chairman, just in name only. And he's like, well, you'll be swamped with studying, so it'll be fine. And he's like, So yeah, that's not how it works for me. I was like, what's this secret angst that Hanzawa has? Hanzawa and his secret angst. I always feel like Hanzawa has some kind of secret thing going on with his family or himself that's different than everybody else. It's like, what? So, in any case, we have the guy that comes there and he's lost the cow keychain that his girlfriend got him. At first I was like, dude, it's just a keychain. But then the keychain was for his bike, so he couldn't get a ride home. That is enough. But then it also was something his girlfriend made. And so, of course, there's that value to it, that sentimental value as well. So I like that Miyano is like, Miyano and Hanzawa, they're like, we're going to form a detective squad. We're going to Scooby-Doo this and figure it out. But while that's going on, we have Kurosawa meeting up with Sasaki and asking Sasaki if he's planning on dating Miyano. And what a nice guy. I love that Kurosawa is like, hey, I'm not trying to say you should or shouldn't. He's like, I just thought you guys looked good together, so I was just going to ask if anything had happened. That's so sweet. Like, Kurosawa, what a good friend. Like, he's just like, hey, I just want to, he's like, I think you guys are good for each other, so either way, just let me know. It's like, aw, it's really cute. But yeah, so they form a search committee while Sasaki and Kurosawa are having this conversation. He's like, I swear I'm not just finding stuff for my girlfriend to talk about. I swear my Fujoshi girlfriend, it's not that. But they all decide to split up. And of course, Miyano comes across Sasaki and Kurosawa and enlists Sasaki's help in gathering and finding the keychain. Because Sasaki didn't have anything else to do. Why wouldn't he want to hang out with Miyano? But yeah, all this is superfluous to get to Kaguira coming out. Although, I will say, the cat, when Sasaki's like, come back with clean paws, and the cat's like piss off. I was like, that's really funny. But then the little cow keychain is freaking adorable. I want that little image that Miyano has in his head of the cow on the bike is the most precious thing in the world, and I need it as a sticker, so there's that. But yeah, so they go looking around for it, and Sasaki's like, oh, this is just like the manga you lent me that was set in a police academy, which I'm pretty sure is fake. I think that's the one he's talking about. That was like one of the first ones he read. I'm pretty sure it's fake. I love fake, so I'm going to hope that that's the one he's referring to. Maybe. But yeah, he's like, if someone else investigated, always check for yourself. He's like, always go back and look over things with a fresh pair of eyes, and you might find a clue. It's like, look at you, Miyano, you sweet summer child. Aww. And then there's a shot here where he's like, that was the idea. And he's like, oh yeah. But there's this little moment here where Ogasawara shows up. Yeah, Ogasawara shows up because of course he does. He has to make a cameo in this. And the cats are all after his keychain that's hanging out of his bag, which was the nice little foreshadowing of the whole thing with the cats to begin with. The cats have been targeting the keychains all along. right? But I love that he goes to look for it, and he's like, is this it? And they're like, that's a leaf. That looks nothing like... I like Hirano's like, that looks nothing like a cow. No. And so, I love they're like, oh, has Sasaki and Ogasawara joined the detective squad? And Ogasawara's like, what? No. So he doesn't stick around. He shows up long enough to mess with the cats. And I like that Miyano's like, oh my god. All the cats are surrounding Ogasawara because he has the keychain with the bell hanging out of his bag. So, of course, the cats think that it's a toy. But Miyano thinks that he's an animal whisperer. He's like, do you have catnip? And Miyano's like, oh my god. Incredible. Animals love him. I knew Ogasawara Good Senpai was a good person. I'm like, oh my god. And there's a shot of him looking straight out of Sex Pistols where Ogasawara has like the chameleon on his shoulder and McBear is behind him. It's great. God, that image is wonderful. But yeah, so Ogasawara leaves. He's like, sorry, I gotta go see my girlfriend. And they all, in their chibi forms, try to deduce where the keychain could have gone. And I like that Sasaki's like, well, could it have been from Jim? Like he just left it downstairs in the locker room or dropped it by his bag? And it's like, look at you, Sasaki. That seems like a logical conclusion to make. In the valuables bag. Okay. And he's like, well, let's go see if the coach is still there and we'll go check out his office. And they're like, all right, let's go. Yep. And of course, we leave Ogasawara to go on his merry way. And then we see Kaguira. Kaguira is my jam. He's a tall, beautiful boy that has the most expressive face in this series, and he's a freaking cinnamon roll, and I want to adopt him instantly. This tall man. And I love that he just notices Hirano. He likes Hirano, doesn't he? He likes Hirano. The indirect kiss, his facial expressions, he likes Hirano. And Hirano just can't realize it. And he calls him Kage-kun. But yeah, Kaguira like just yoinks him away. He's just like, yoink, bye. And drags him off. Miyano's like, hello? And then it's too late. Saki's like, oh, we'll be fine. There's the basketball team. We're all good. And they all don't seem as tall as Kaguira, but maybe it's because we don't see, like, in comparison, Miyano next to them. So we can't tell exactly how tall they are. But yeah, Miyano's like, oh, I'll just text him. And Saki's like, oh, you're such a good boy, Mia-chan. And he's like, oh, you don't need to say stuff like that. Don't call me a good boy. I'm not a dog. Which is funny because Hirano says the exact same thing to Kaguira. And Kagura's like, I'll be your pet. And I'm like, you need to shut up. Stop. And so yeah, Hanzawa gets on Tashiro because he's supposed to be the basketball captain. I forget that Hanzawa played basketball. I forgot he was in the basketball club. Forgot he was the captain of the basketball team. Forgot about that. Hanzawa was. But apparently he has left Tashiro in charge. And Tashiro's like, crap, I'm just trying to do my job. And he's like, you're slacking, aren't you? And he's like, no. It's great. It's absolutely great. He's like, how come you're here? The seniors are all basically retired. And he's like, I'm making sure you're doing your job. And he's like, aha. So yeah. He's like, oh, well, it hasn't sunk in yet. And he's like, I'll visit until it has. It's like, okay, no, it's sunk in now. That's great. And then we cut to, I'm sorry, but look at this shit. Look at this shit. He is giving, we hard cut to Hirano and Kaguira, and Kaguira is giving him the biggest heart eyes I've ever seen. He has this the most expressive face. And he's like, Kage-kun. And he's like, you startled me. And he's like, ouch. Oh my god. And as Hirano is clocking him, he's grabbed a hold of his sleeve. Just stop. I have not read this series yet because I've been waiting to see if they're going to animate it, and the weight's going to kill me if we're getting stuff like this all the time. And he's like, I was going to refill my drink. And he's like, it's so weird because Hirano has like the Sasaki boldness to him. Hirano has like Sasaki's sassy boldness to him, but he like cranks up the sass to like a 20. And Kaguira has like Miyano's soft qualities, but in this like tall basketball boy playing body. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, this is great. I couldn't help but grab you. He said I couldn't help but grab you. And Hirano's like, got the little blush on his face. He's like, oh, are you a dog chasing a ball or something? And Kagura's like, Oh, want me to be your pet? I'm like, you need to just stop right now, sir. You need to just stop right there, you illegal creature. Oh my god. And he's like, I don't. Don't we have an equal relationship? That is something that because Sasaki and Miyano kind of have the same thing. They have this equal relationship between one another. There's not a seme uke. It's their equal parts, right? And then Hirano says, don't we have an equal relationship? Like, you're not a dog, I'm not a dog. We treat each other equally. I'm like, yes. And also, like, Hirano is just the right height difference. I just need this now. Oh my gosh. And then Kaguira's like, yeah, we do have an equal. And he's like, well, aren't you going back to practice? What is his little hamster face where he's like, I don't want to go back to practice because then I won't see you. I'm like, you're roommates. You're going to see him later tonight. Ah! He's like, I want to stay here with you a little longer. Hirano, you have the will of steel. He's like, so you're slacking off. He's like, we're doing a mini game and then there's still some stuff before my turn. He's like, are you getting a drink from the vending machine? He's like, no, I just need water to dissolve my sports drink powder. Come over here, have some. He's like, you want to try it? And he's like, okay. All done. As soon as he was like, I gotta get ready, I was like, it's an indirect kiss. I was like, you're just... And see, and then Hirano takes it from him. And then his little happy face when Hirano takes it. And then Hirano, yeah. He's like, but did he even put his lips on it? He might not put his lips on it. And he's like, oh, what are you making that face for? You offered it to me. And he's like, no reason, you're just dense. You pick up the clue, Hirano, that he likes you. Oh my god. Yep, I can't. Oh. And he's like, just freaked out. Uh-huh. And he's like, oh, look, there's Kaguira. Somebody grab that cat. Wow. Amazing. And it jumps from him to Sasaki. Yeah, okay. Sure, jumps from one semi-character to another. Oh my god. And then, of course, they chide the cat and it just, like, paws at Miyano, which is freaking adorable. Oh. He's like, you can't take someone else's house key. Oh. So, anyway. And so, Hirano leaves the group. And they're like, leave Kaguira. And so, Hanzawa does his secret dance, his secret walk-off to go do his own thing. Because that's Hanzawa, right? He's like, the cat responded, right? Oh my god. Ah! Him just having that face! And Hirano's like, what am I? And he's blushing! Sir, I don't blame you. I know this is Sasaki and Miyano's OVA, but Kaguira, like, stole the show. He's, like, stolen my heart. And it's over. It's over. And Sasaki looks back and sees them together and he sees Hirano reacting to Kaguira, and I bet he's like, okay, dude, I know your plight. Totally understand what you're going through. It's like, And so then they go back to the hallway. But before that, he's like, they leave, Miyano and Sasaki leave, and he's like, oh, Hirano-senpai will be waiting in the committee room. And he's like, sure. And he's like, Kagi-kun, it's time to head back to practice. I love that Hirano, like, keeps Kaguira in practice. He's like, hey, go back to practice. Quit flirting with me and go back. And he's like, oh, okay. He's like, I just want to stay with you a little bit longer. Hirano, pick up the hint. Just pick up the hint. And he's like, okay, it's been a little bit, back to practice. Oh my god, I can't with them. You expect me to, like, watch a whole series of them? I'm like, Hirano, pick up the hint. He likes you. Oh, God. He's freaking cute. And they just look at each other. So yeah, they go back to the hallway and stuff where they've been together before and where the fireworks were. They go back to that hallway. And then I like that I like that Sasaki's like, okay, I need to be honest with Miyano. And he's like, look, Miyano, I'm going to be honest with you. Kurosawa asked if we were dating. He's like, I didn't know what to say. And I love that Miyano's like, oh my gosh. But I love that Sasaki's honest with him. And it's like, look, you need to know. So I just wanted to tell you. And then that's when I love that the cat jumping in the window, he reaches and grabs him and like pulls Miyano in with one hand and grabs the cat with the other. Our man Sasaki, he is a man among men, a multitasker if there ever was one. I love it. And there's the shapes and everything. And of course he pulls in Miyano really close. Miyano's like, he's like, oh, sorry, that hurt. He's like, no, I'm fine. But then he's got the cat. I love it. He just instantly like pulls the cat around. And it's great. So yeah, then we come to find out they left the door of the council room open and all the cats got in and started messing with stuff and taking everything out. And that the new chairman, the new council chair, or the previous vice chairman, what did they say? Or the previous chairman, he had actually... So here's something that's interesting. The previous chairman liked cats a lot and was feeding them. So is that what Hanzawa says? He says, that's just hilarious. You reap what you sow. He says, this is a secret between the council committee members only. And they're like, okay. He says that the student council president secretly feeds the cats. Now, here's the thing. Hanzawa seems to spend awful lot of time with the student council president, which he's the vice chairman, so why not? But I get the feeling from this OVA that Hanzawa likes the student council president, but he says he likes girls, so I guess not. But maybe he's bi, we don't know. But I like that he tells a story about how the student council president was feeding the cats because the school didn't have the funds to take care of them. And then, and I love that, yeah, he's like, why didn't the Animal Appreciation Club feed them? And Miyano's like, we have an Animal Appreciation Club? And he's like, it only has 2 members. But he's really secretive about it. He's like, it's the student council president and someone else. I'm like, who's the other member of the Animal Appreciation Club? He doesn't ever say. So I'm like, that's curious. Because Hirano suggests that it's him. And he says no. But he ends up, he's like, well, we solved everything and I got the president flustered. How amusing. And he just looks so dead, like, creepy. And Hirano's like, that's your amused face? But yeah, they find all the stuff in the box, all the stuff that the cats had taken. Some of it's just for comedic effect because there's no way that a cat rolled a bowling ball into a box. And some of that stuff's just way too big. But it's for comedic effect, so, you know. But I like that Hanzawa's like, well, now we're busy again. We got plenty of stuff to do. He got his wish. And then Sasaki's like, oh, you got all this fur on you. And Miyano's like, so do you. And then they have their little cute moment at the end where they're like pulling the fur off of their clothes with tape and then looking at the student council and the planning committee, and they're all just like having fun and joking around. It's really freaking cute. Really cute. This OVA was adorable. But I'm not kidding. The Kaguira, yeah, that whole Hirano to Kaguira show, that can come out anytime now, please. It's just great seeing Haru / Kageyama's voice actor be genuinely like enthusiastic and cutesy whenever Haru's like pretty monotone. Same with Furuya from Ace of the Diamond, so that's exciting. But oh my gosh, y'all. This was really, really sweet. There wasn't as much to talk about it because it is taking place in between episodes, and we've already seen the emotions kind of unravel with those. But it was nice to see Kaguira, to see his chemistry with Hirano. Hirano is oblivious and in denial. I'm like, dude. And then seeing Hanzawa kind of coming to terms with how much he like wants to kind of hold on to the past, but is still required to move forward. So there's all that. But yeah, I'm really curious to know your thoughts down below. This was adorable, and I can't wait to talk to you all about it. So I will get a movie at some point, and Kaguira to Hirano cannot come soon enough. But this OVA was really, really cute, and I liked it a lot. So I hope you all did too. But in the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and yeah, I'll be back very soon with more reactions. Bye.